So, I'd like to start today's video with a quick disclaimer. I am not saying that these features that we listed today are necessarily negatives about the game of Minecraft. I absolutely love Minecraft. I think it is a fantastic game, maybe the best game in the world, and I'd make a lot of content on my channel about it, which I wouldn't do unless I absolutely love the game. So these features are just things that, in my opinion, and after speaking to some people in my Discord community, we were talking about things that are a little bit overrated. So things that people, go a bit crazy about and rave about and think they're like the best thing ever, that maybe aren't necessarily quite as good as all that. But it's just meant to be a little bit of fun, guys. And if you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. Do let me know down in the comments if you think I'm wrong on any of these, or if indeed you think I've missed out some things. I would like to know what they are. Okay, first up, guys, starting here at number 5 on the list is something that I think is going to be a little bit controversial, but that is Nether Right. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say it, guys. I'm thinking the Nether Right is overrated. Now, before you click off this video, okay, hear me out. There is a reason to my madness, okay? Let's just talk about some of the things about Nether Right, okay? Like, it's really difficult to get. It's very time consuming. If you've been out there, if you've been mining for Nether Right, you'll know yourself. It's difficult to get, a little bit dangerous to get because you have to be in the Nether as well. Not too much like worried about the danger of it, but it is very time consuming to get, and you need a lot of it. Like, you need a lot of the ancient degree to be found before you can get your Nether Right to actually enchant your or netherite eyes, I suppose, all of your diamond armor and tools and all that stuff, right? So that's the first thing. It is definitely not easy to get, okay? The other thing as well is it doesn't like improve, for example, the efficiency, or doesn't give you like extra, like sharpness on your sword and stuff like that. It just gives like basically extra durability. And, I guess efficiency 5 is pretty good, but there's certain things where it would be nicer, if efficiency 5 was a little bit better, or with a netherite. Like, for example, if you could insta-mine glass, like that would be pretty good if you're doing a big glass build or something like that, right? So, I mean, that's kind of a thing, right? I mean, but you don't have that. So I think for that reason, look, there are some positives, okay? Like, obviously, the fact that it floats in lava is good. And later on this video, I actually derp up and I mistakenly tried to destroy a netherite armor item in lava. And yeah, if you watch to the end, you'll see that. Basically, I forgot. And I shot this clip after that one. So yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. But I'm going to say it, guys. Netherite is the first one on my list. It's at number 5 because I think it's the one that, of all the things on the list, is something you could argue the most that it's not overrated. So if you guys want to argue for it, if you want to make a case, then go for it. Go down to the comments, let me know why I'm wrong, and tell me why this is not overrated. But that's my opinion, right? Number 5. Now let's move on to number 4. Okay, so at number 4, we are going to be talking about the crossbow. Now, the crossbow, when it first came out, I think everyone was super excited about it, right? And we were all like, we couldn't wait to use it, and it was awesome. But I think then it kind of, I don't know, it has its drawbacks, and no pun intended there. But, if you're using it, if you're trying to fight things, the time it takes there to charge it up and to fire, it is a little bit longer than we'd all hope. And yes, you can get quick charge 3, okay? You can get quick charge 3, you get things like piercing and multi-shot, will come onto those, but this right here is a quick charge 3 crossbow. And even with that, it still takes a little bit longer than we'd want, I think, because we kind of wanted it to be instant, right? Like, and this may be just the Minecraft community, or some people in it at least, being a bit too picky, but we did kind of want it to be instant. I think that's what we were all like hoping for and expecting. Now, in terms of the enchantments you can put on it, as I say, you've got these other ones, multi-shot, piercing, stuff like that, and that does beef it up a little bit. But I think it's kind of strange that you can't put on things like flame or power or infinity and stuff like that. Like, I know piercing's kind of like power, I get that, right? I get the arguments made there, but certainly like with flame and infinity, that would be super, super useful, right? Now, of course, one benefit about crossbows is you can, of course, load it up, keep it in your inventory, and just scroll through. You could have 9 of these in your hotbar that you scroll through and shoot 9 bullets. If they all had pierced in a multi-shot and stuff like that, that's a pretty good, like, bow. I'll give you that. But it's not, like, hugely better than the bow, in my opinion. Again, feel free to tell me I'm wrong, guys. All right, I want a discussion on this. This is just my thoughts, so do let me know down in the comments. Now, when we're actually talking about the crossbow, I also wanted to briefly talk about the trident, because I think the trident is a cool item. It certainly looks cool, like when you're holding it, and stuff like that. But to me, tridents are a little bit like the crossbows of the water, right? Because they have a similar sort of thing in that, like, you throw it and it has to come back to you and stuff. So, that's kind of like having a crossbow underwater, I guess, similar sort of thing. And obviously, it's good like against the aquatic animals and mobs and things like that, right, to kill them. But is it powerful enough, guys? What do you think? I'm not necessarily putting the trident on this list. I just wanted to mention it in with the crossbow section and get your guys' thoughts. Do you love the trident? Do you hate it? Could it be better? I'd love to know what you guys think on this one. All All right, guys, number 3 is here, and yes, we're looking at the issue. It is, of course, the dolphins. I love dolphins, okay? They're very cute animals, and I get all of that. That's fine. But I gotta say, they have a few problems, right? Like, I mean, for example, you lose your item in the water, you accidentally drop it or whatever, and they just take it and they play with it and they end up swimming off with it. I mean, I think that's happened to all of us when we're playing this game, right? And in fact, whether these dolphins even got them down here somewhere. But you guys know what I'm saying, right? This definitely happens. Of course, it's not happening now because I'm trying to record and it's just not gonna happen. But it definitely does happen. And I feel like they've deserted me. You know, here's a problem. They desert you. There we go. They're down there. They're having fun. They're swimming around. Also, like the speed boost thing, it can be useful, right, to get you through the water quickly and stuff, obviously. But it can also be really annoying. Like if you're in the water and you're trying to get your items, you've got dolphins swimming off with them and giving you speed boosts, and you're trying to like go pick the item up, and it just ends up, there we go, he's playing with it now. It just ends up like shooting you way too far away and stuff. And you know, it's cool that they do that as well. I love that they jump, right? The animation of them is awesome. But unfortunately, there's no real easy way to like get them as pets either. So that's an issue, you know, and for the positives that you get, as I say, the speed boost isn't always a positive. Them playing with items is cute if you're doing it on purpose, but really annoying when you're trying to get your really good sword or your armor or whatever back. So, you know, that can be a thing. And the other thing as well, though, you know, I'm not saying that they're all bad, because I know there's some advantages, like they'll lead you to the treasure and the sunken ships and stuff like that. You know, so that's kind of cool. But I don't know. I think they're just overrated. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying, because people seem to go crazy about these things. They're like, oh, dolphins, yay. And, you know, I get that. And first time I saw them, I was definitely like that in this game as well. But then, you know, as time went on and you're actually playing and interacting with them, sometimes, in my opinion, they do get just a tad annoying. And that's why I'm putting on the list as being something that's just a little bit overrated. Not that they're bad, just they're not as good as everyone says, right? that's my thing. But again, you know, you guys can fight for the dolphins, all right? You can fight for them down in the comments if you want, and you can tell me why you think they're not overrated. But I'd be interested to see what anyone has to say about this one. Okay, guys, it's time we talked about Totems of Undying. They're the next one on my list here today, and I think, you know, some people, they swear by these, right? And they love them and they say they're the best thing and whatever. For me, I'm not so sure about them. I mean, you know, first of all, they have to be in your offhand, right? You have to be like holding them in there for them to actually work. Now, this is an issue in and of itself, because you could have more useful things in your offhand. Like, for example, a shield. You could argue that, you know, having a torch in your offhand is more useful if you're running Optifine and stuff like that. So they do take up a space that could be used for other things. And also, particularly with the shield, I think there's a big flaw here, right? Because having the shield, if you're being attacked by, say, a skeleton, for example, but even like a creeper, you know, to prevent an explosion, whatever, any mob really you're being attacked by, the shield is really going to help you to actually not die. Now, the problem with the Totem Undying can be, when you're actually fighting mobs, that it doesn't really work, as we're about to see right here. Okay, so I've spawned in some skeletons, and I'm going to put myself here into survival mode, just like this. So now they are going to attack me. I'm holding my Totem of Undying, so as they attack me, I won't die, like, straight away, right? Here we go, they're going to shoot me, get me down to low health. Here we go, we die. And oh my goodness, Totem of Undying works, and we're good. But then, of course, we're still on really low health. The skeletons are still here, and this is only 3 skeletons, right? And obviously, yeah, I could try and run away, and, you know, if I had my, like, tools and my armor and stuff, then it might be enough. But I think this is definitely an issue, right? Is that you die with the Totem of Undying when you're being surrounded by mobs, and, you know, you just die again. So it doesn't actually particularly, like, work, and you lose your Totem of Undying as well as everything else. It was Chicken just bombing my my scene here. What do you think of Totems Undying, huh? What is that? You think they're quackers? I'm sorry, guys. This was not planned, but I'm not cutting it because I don't want to do the clip again. But anyway, moving very quickly on from that. That's one issue I have with the Totem Undying, but there's a couple more that I think are also quite relevant. Okay, so we're in the Nether here, and I'm going to put myself into survival mode, and some of you probably see where I'm going with this, but I'm not just trying to say like all the things that are bad. Like, in fairness, we can defend items as well. So dying in lava, one of the worst ways to die, right? But here I let myself go quite deep down into there, you'll see, and I've died and I've lost my Totem of Undying, but I'm going to be able to get out of this lake, and I'm going to be able to get myself to safety, so that when my items, you know, even if I was to still die, right, if I was more in the middle of that lake and I had to swim to the edge, and I'm still going to die, like, at least I'm going to die here and not lose all of my items, right? So that is a definite benefit of them, and this is like one huge thing that I'll say, you know, it does work in their favor. I think for that particular one, that, you know, they're definitely very good. They still make my list as just being something that is potentially slightly overrated. Of course, the other time that the Totem of Undying is not going to do you any good is if you die in the void. Now, this can obviously happen when you're in the end in particular, but again, you know, if that does happen, you die in the void in any way, you are going to lose all your stuff still. So it doesn't help you there either. So that's just another reason why it's slightly overrated in my opinion. And number one, we've got something that I think might be a bit controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway, and I think it is, guys. And no, it's not these wonderful blue lanterns. How dare you even think it could be them? They're awesome. No, it is soul speed. Okay, it is the soul speed enchantment, guys. As I said, this is going to be controversial, I'm sure, but hear me out. Okay, so look, we put the soul speed boots on, and we all know that yes, now we can run really quickly across soul sand, and that's great. Okay, that is useful. I'll give you that. And you know, people use these. They use them for nether roads and things, and we're going to come on to nether roads specifically in a second, because this is a specific thing that these are used for that I know will be the biggest argument why people will say they're actually very useful. But you got to look at a few other things with it. Okay, first of all, the durability of these things. If you've ever used these, you'll know that you're repairing them constantly. Okay, you need to get mending on them. You need to, like, I don't know, maybe build like a great enderman farm. Link in the description, guys. But you know what I'm saying, you need to make like something really powerful to mend these things all the time, because the durability is quite low. And of course, getting them in the first place is not super easy. You can't do what you would do with other enchantments, where you would just get a villager set up and, you know, you would like trade with a villager for them. You have to basically set up piglin bartering to get them, or find them as a treasure enchant, you know, but that's obviously difficult in and of itself. So the actual getting them is a little bit difficult too. The other thing that's kind of like a thing with them is if you've ever used these when you're actually exploring the nether, you would say, okay, well, they're really useful then because you need it to go quickly through this biome. But if you've ever gone through one of these biomes, you know that this can happen, where you're running through and you literally come to an edge very quickly, and trying to stop can actually be difficult. Now, this is particularly true if you're playing on a server, as a lot of us do nowadays. So when you're running, you know, if there's any sort of lag and stuff, you could easily fall over the edge. And you know, I think that's a real concern. You guys tell me I'm wrong. Go in the comments, tell me I'm wrong. It's fine. This is what it's all about. Okay, we're going to discuss this. But I know that, as I say, the big one you guys are going to say is it's all about these nether roads, right? So I get that. But we're going to have a little look at these nether roads, and I'm going to explain to you why I still think, even with the nether road consideration, soul speed is not the best. Okay, so I'm here on Tortuga, which is the server that I play and record on and stuff like that. You guys want to join, there'll be a link down in the description with information on that. But where we are right now is at the nether hub, which is currently being developed. As you can see, it's looking pretty awesome. To shout out to all the guys, including Fiery in the background there, who's been making this. And what I'm going to do is I've got my soul speed boots on, I'm going to put myself back into survival mode for this. And here we are, we're on this path right here, and underneath here, if we open up one of these, you can see there is soul speed. Now, this is one advantage, okay? The fact that you can put carpets on top, which is not something that you can do with ice. So I get that, okay? So what we're going to do is, if we just run, you'll see how quickly we can go, right? Like, because we've got our soul speed on, yes, we do run very quickly, right? There we go. We're off and we're running. However, if you watch my hunger bar, you'll see that it's already started to deteriorate and it's starting to shake and stuff and getting me hungry. We've lost half a hunger bar already. And so when you're doing this, if you're going any great distance, there's another half already, you are going to need a ton of food, like tons and tons and tons of food. So that's one major flaw for me, right? Like, you're going to need lots of food to do this. Whereas if you were on ice, you could do it with the ice and the boats and the buttons. You guys have seen those type of ice roads. You know, you could do that and you don't need to use any food up, which is, you know, pretty insane, right? So the durability and the amount of food that you need, to me, I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it. I think the boats on ice are probably better with the no hunger, right? I don't know. I mean, look, as I say, guys, tell me I'm wrong, okay? You can leave a comment. You can tell me I'm wrong. You can say what you think. But in my opinion, these are a little bit overrated. And before anyone gets too worried about anything, here are my Nether Right boots. And there they are, going into lava. So you guys needn't worry. Oh my... All right, I'm such an idiot. I honestly thought that was going to destroy them. I was tempted to like stop this recording, but you know what? I'm just going to leave it in, and you guys can just see what a noob I am. Let's find a better way of getting rid of these. Okay, so take two. Here's my Nether Right boots, and wait, yeah, they're destroyed now, right? They're definitely destroyed. We'll destroy this. Yeah, no, they're gone. They're definitely gone. Yeah, let's never talk about that lava incident again. Oh, now I'm stuck down a hole. Oh my goodness, what's happening? So there we are, guys. 5 things that we think might be a little bit overrated in a game of Minecraft. But again, do let me know if you have any thoughts down in the comments about something you think might be a little bit different, or something I've got wrong, or something I've missed out. I'd love to know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Something a little bit different, a little bit fun. If you did enjoy it, please do consider liking and subscribing. It really is greatly appreciated. But for now, that's about all. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. So in doing this video, I was made to think a lot about different features in Minecraft, and obviously particularly about the ones that might be a little bit overrated, but also I thought I could come up with a much bigger list of items that are maybe underrated, or items and features in the game that are just absolutely superb. And I thought, would you guys like to see a video about that? If you would, and you're still listening at this point, thank you for that, and do let me know down in the comments if that's something you would enjoy watching.